This will be hitting tomorrow, which is Thursday, November 5th. So let's go ahead and go over these updates here. So it seems that it'll actually show how many wins you got with your class, which is great because they weren't doing that. It was just showing like your latest run or something. So here's a pretty big one. Bigglesworth has been removed from the active treasures pool. I did do a game with Bigglesworth. Bigglesworth is kind of useless, and it seems like Bigglesworth just wasn't supposed to be there at all, which means if you don't get offered Bigglesworth, you're gonna get offered something else. So it's kind of a big deal. Nice little change. Party Portal going from 6 health to 4 health. I really didn't see too many people using Party Portal. The fact that it got nerfed when I don't think I've seen it a single time is a little bit surprising to me, but maybe this card was actually really good and just nobody was choosing it. And now definitely nobody will choose it anymore. We got Amalgamate going from 1 to 0. Now, Amalgamate also was not very good. Sometimes I would pick it if I wanted to trigger death rattles, like if I had Thaddeus and whoever that one guy is, Hugin or something like that. So yeah, Amalgamate still a pretty bad option, but a little less bad now that it costs 0. I think generally you're still never going to want to choose Amalgamate. Spyglass going from 2 to 1. Again, Spyglass, a pretty bad treasure that I would generally just never choose. Probably still not going to choose it, but it is a little bit more lucrative at 1 mana. Even if this costs 0 mana, I would probably choose almost any treasure because you get a random card from your opponent's hand. I guess it could high roll. You can get something pretty good, or you could get something that costs, 1 or 2 mana. You wasted your treasure and you just don't get anything useful. So good buff, I guess, but still probably not going to pick it. Might make for some good YouTube highlights or something though. We got Canopic Jars going from 4 to 5. I agree with this. This was a really strong treasure. I'd gotten scammed by this on multiple occasions. Your opponent just makes a massive board. They hit it with the jars and then all of a sudden their jars just pulls like a bunch of death wings. So if this going to 5 is kind of a big deal. Jars is still going to be strong, just a little bit slower. So yeah, depending on what this gets matched up against, you might not pick it anymore. We got Wish going from 11 to 10 now. Now, I never ran into anyone running Wish, and perhaps that's because it cost 11 mana. But how did people even play this? They had to discount it, right? Or have like robes? Wait a minute. Maybe that's why I never saw it. But restoring your hero to full health and getting a board of random legendary minions seems pretty good for 10 mana. Obviously doesn't clear your opponent's board, but seems really good at 10 mana to me. I don't know what pool this is in. If you're pulling from like this versus Jars, you're probably gonna choose this. This will probably be against like Wand. But all in all, pretty cool looking. Again, haven't seen it. Maybe you guys have seen it. I have not seen anybody play this, but maybe now we will. We got Pure Cold going from 6 to 5. Now I chose Pure Cold once, I think, and I think that's when I had double time. Casting this twice, pretty good because it does 16 damage. Freezing him twice, kind of useless. Freezing him once is just as effective. So Pure Cold going down 1 mana. Good. Are you still going to pick this? Maybe not. If you have double time, absolutely. If you don't have double time, you're probably still not going to pick it. Yeah, it's great against like Demon Hunters if they're trying to chunk you for a bunch of damage, if they become a little bit more meta, or if just weapons in general become more meta. And then I think Pure Cold will be a solid choice. But at 5 mana, again, makes it a little better in fringe scenarios, but probably still not gonna pick it. Okay, Crystal Gem. On your first turn, you have 2 mana crystals. Now on your first 2 turns, you have 1 extra mana crystal. So essentially the same, but now on turn 2, you have 3 mana? Okay, that makes this a lot better actually. If you're playing, for that early game, this is actually a lot better. So turn 1, you have 2 mana. Turn 2, you have 3 mana. Turn 3, you have 3 mana, and then it kind of goes back to normal. I'm gonna have to mess around with this. It does sound quite good now. Usually I would just never pick this, but now if it's against Caltrops and my deck's looking a bit more aggressive, maybe I'm playing a more aggro deck, have a bunch of 2s, a bunch of 3s, maybe I want to pick Crystal Gem. Pretty cool. I'm glad they did this. All right, Demon Hunter Summoning Ritual going from 4 to 5. This is interesting for me. I'm glad this is happening at 5 mana. This will be a little bit slower. It did seem to scam games. If you played it on 4 mana on curve and you never drew your big demons, you kind of just win as Demon Hunter. So the fact that this is slowed down 1 turn, not only do they play it a little bit later, but it also gives them 1 more turn that they draw a card, meaning maybe they've drawn their big demons. So this will get a little bit less value. But in my experience, as Demon Hunter decks go on, the better Demon Hunter decks tend to not be big demon hunters. They tend to be like weapon demon hunters, soul fragment, slap your face demon hunters. So this hurts their first couple rounds quite a bit. But I'm happy about it. Demon Hunter was seeming really, really strong, and I hated getting scammed by this. So thank goodness. All right, we got Rogue getting buffed. This is a huge deal. Rogue was so bad. I would just never pick Rogue. Well, I would pick Rogue to meme around, but like it was not if you wanted to perform well, because it just felt so awkward to use your hero power at all stages of the game. Everyone else is getting these massive hero powers, and you just had pretty much your normal hero power. Is very clunky, and now it's a lot better. Giving your weapon +2/+2, giving it that 1 extra durability is massive. That'll allow you an extra turn to maybe get down that the Krastenov, or maybe 1 extra turn if you had a self-sharpening blade. This is going to be fantastic. 1 extra durability ends up being what, 6-7 damage or something. The poisonous aspect, in my experience, is not that important. You're generally not swinging at minions. With your weapon, you're usually going face. But yeah, I like this buff quite a bit. And here, this is great as well. Going from 2 to costing 1. Now, this is massive. This is a huge deal. Now, you can dagger on 1, and it just fits in a lot easier, being able to equip a 2/2 dagger. So these two combined are going to make Rogue quite good. I think Rogue was bottom tier, F tier. And now maybe Rogue goes up to B tier. Honestly, it might be one of the top contenders now. People are going to have to mess around with it. But if a Rogue gets a self-sharpening blade in an early bucket, I could see it kind of running and snowballing and doing quite well. We got Shaman getting nerfed here. So you summon a random totem. If you're overloaded, you summon a non-basic totem instead. Oh, this is a huge nerf. Shaman was definitely the best class. It was Shaman, then Mage, then Demon Hunter. I believe those were the top 3, in my opinion, in that order. So the fact that Shaman's getting hit here, this is a big deal. And I think this is going to drop him a couple tiers, actually. This is a lot. I don't know how they could have changed this to not hit Shaman so hard, but the fact that they could go wide so easily, so reliably, kind of just made them so good. Even though they make a trick totem and the trick totem can ruin your board, sometimes they get a Mana Tide, sometimes they get a Flame Tongue, and both of those are just so good. So I think Shaman is getting destroyed. But it had to happen. Shaman was too good. All right, we got Warlock with Dark Arts going from 2 to 1. Okay, this is still quite bad in my opinion. I believe Warlock will probably still be one of the worst classes, but at least it's a little bit less worse now. I kind of end up just using this hero power as cycle 1 card in your deck. Like generally you're gonna have 1 card in your hand that you're not too excited about, and you'd rather get a card from your deck. I just wish it was like life tap for just hit your hero 1 or something. That'd be so much better than this. Hopefully Warlock gets a little more discard synergies in the new expansion, and then this becomes good. Or maybe the pulls that they rotate give them a little bit more discard synergies. But as it is, Warlock is kind of just bad, and it's gonna stay the same. This is one of the biggest changes. Warrior, no guts, no glory, going from 2 to 1 mana. The effect remains the same, but it's going from 2 to 1 mana. Now, I had a warrior deck that I was quite enjoying, and I would reliably get 6 to 8 wins with this deck. And the fact that this is happening, oh my god, I think warrior may jump up to top tier. So I'm very excited to see where Warrior goes. I'm worried it's going to be a bit oppressive. This seems like an insane buff to me. I really didn't think Warrior needed to be touched, but we'll have to see as it goes. But we'll have to see how it goes. I do think the tier list will probably be, well, Mage is still going to be at the top there, and then I think maybe Warrior. So yeah, Mage and Warrior are my predictions for the top 2 classes, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, not going to go over the Battlegrounds changes or anything like that, but really looking forward to this update here. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Good luck on ladder and stay hydrated.